I don't think I'm someone who has really intentionally looked into my body shape when it comes to clothes. I just look at what looks nice. Right? Whatever that fits me and looks nice, that's what I'm gonna go for. It's not like, okay, because maybe I'm a triangle shape or a door shape, then I'm gonna wear this kind of way. Did you get? What's up, Unison family? Welcome back to Unity in Style podcast, a podcast where fashion meets culture and individuality meets community. I'm your host, Divine, and today we're going to be talking everything fashion and how you can upgrade your fashion style. Joining me is the lovely Anna, a fashion creator, beauty creator, you name it. She does all of that. So I'm just going to let you introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Anna. I am a content creator. I've been making content for a few years right now. A little bit about me: I make fashion content, beauty content, advice content, you name it, I'm out there. So
Lovely. And I'm so excited for the topic of today. So we're going to be diving into two of my favorite topics. So firstly, we're going to be talking about the difference between wearing versus styling. Yes, there is a difference, and many people tend to think that it's the same thing when it's really not. And the second thing we're going to be talking about is the Skrr Skrr fashion. For those who do not know, you are going to know. Okay, so we're just going to define what wearing is and what styling is. Wearing is your ability to take what's in your closet and put it on your body. So it doesn't need any thought, no intentionality, no color coding, nothing. You just take whatever that's there and you put it on. But styling has to do with how you express yourself with what you put on. So it's not just the white shirt, it's not just the blue jean, but it's how can this white shirt complement the blue jean? Do you get me? Right. But I want to ask you, Anna, what do you think or how do you differentiate between wearing and styling?
wearing to me is basically putting on clothes for a specific function, an event. You know, putting a white shirt, blue jeans, going to an event, getting home. But to me, styling is the intention and the personality along with the creativity in how you allow it to express, how like you basically express yourself through what you're wearing. So the same outfit, the same blue jeans and white t-shirts, I would obviously accessorize it to make it represent me, to make it about me, to express myself more. So that to me is my definition of styling and wearing.
Okay, so in another way, you'd be saying styling is basically you introducing yourself to somebody without saying anything.
Yes.
Whereas wearing is just you not wanting to be naked in the streets. That's cool. That is cool. That is cool. I want to go through your outfit of the day. Tell us, like, what do you have on, and what were you thinking when you picked out your outfit?
So I'm really into simplicity, right? But at the same time, I want my outfit to pop out. And through that, I basically put on my outfit with the structure of my body. So I chose to put on a bodysuit with straps, and I wore some low-rise denim jeans with Jordans and an off-white belt with this white cropped jacket. So that's just basically the outfit of the day.
So that's like your definition of a simple outfit.
A simple outfit that represents me.
Okay, from what you've said, how important do you think it is for someone to know their shape, their body shape? Because you said you know your body shape, which is like petite, and that's why this outfit works for you. So for somebody else, why is it important that they know their body shape?
I think it's extremely important because not only does it assist with your confidence, but it makes styling much more easier. It makes self-expression and creativity easier. So I think that was one of my main like points, and I think that was one of my main points when I started getting into styling. So that's really one of my main focuses.
Okay. And now I'm gonna ask, because I don't think I'm someone who has really intentionally looked into my body shape when it comes to clothes. I just look at what looks nice. Right? Whatever that fits me and looks nice, that's what I'm gonna go for. It's not like, okay, because maybe I'm a triangle shape or a door shape, then I'm gonna wear this kind of way. You get? But that really does make sense because I've been seeing it on TikTok that if you are triangular shape, which means that you've got broader shoulders than your like your bottom, so it kind of goes like this.
Yeah.
There's a certain way that you need to dress so it complements you and you're not looking ugly and you lack confidence.
Yes.
So I really get you on that. And the other thing that I wanted to ask is like, what influences your style, or who influences your style? Or do you even get influenced? Or do you want to set your own trend?
Obviously, I'd definitely like to set my own trends, but there are a lot of influence that has helped me have the style that I have now. Definitely my culture, a Congolese culture has definitely influenced the style I have because modesty is such an important part in Congolese culture. Having parents that hate when you wear cropped top or extremely short stuff.
Yeah.
So through that, I had to be creative on how I can express myself while still, looking good, while still, having that creativity. Something else is genuinely my siblings, my cousins. They really have influenced how I dress, colors, because especially as a girl who comes from a dark skinned family, colors really worked for us. Themes and also just like a few influencers, who are shaped like me, who look like me, they really, help with that. So I think those are like the main influences on how I style myself and my fashion sense.
Okay. The thing that I'm picking up and I want to ask is Congolese people are very extra, right?
Extremely.
When it comes to like their fashion sense. If you look at the singers like Fali, Kofi, any other person, you know that Congolese people like to be noticed when they walk into a room. And you say that you are simple fashionista. How does that work?
So I'm not big on big pants, big t-shirts, but I feel like when I do dress up, right, when I walk into a room, people are like, oh, she looks nice. So I think simplicity is what shines through me, because with like the Congolese culture, as you said, we are very loud, a lot of prints, a lot of bright colors, but I actually use the opposite of that to, express myself. So once I enter a room, they're like, oh, this is a really simple outfit, yet there's just something about it that suits her. So
I like that. I really like that. I think for me, I really side with the fact of being extra. I think that the louder your outfit is, the more you stand out. Sometimes simplicity makes you blend into an environment, but it also depends on the kind of person that you are. Are you the kind of person that wants to walk into the room and everyone is looking at you and wants to talk to you? Or are you the type of person that wants to enter the room and then you pick your people, not just anyone can approach you, get? So with simple dressing, I think you do enter the room, people notice you, and then there are selected people that approach you and stuff like that. I like that. Now, with TikTok and Pinterest really being the Google of today when it comes to setting outfits and choosing what you want to wear, which one do you favor and why?
That's such a hard question to answer because it's like you're asking me to pick between my heart and my lungs, because I think they're both really good Google generators. I don't know if I can say that.
Yeah.
Pinterest works for me at a certain sense when I'm looking for something simple, and then TikTok works for me when I'm looking for how to level it. TikTok works for me when I'm thinking of how to level it up, how to accessorize it, how to make it pop. So I think both works hand in hand for me personally. I can't be biased. I'm sorry, I can't.
I like that. I think I'm more of a Pinterest girly, but then I go to Pinterest to see that what I have in mind exists, so that I can do better than what exists. Kind of like setting my own trends. That, with the next question I want to ask, are you somebody who follows trends? Like, there's always something that comes up, whether it's BBL fashion, streetwear, the Tweezy, and there's so much that we do not know. I don't know. But are you the kind of person that follows trends, or are you someone who sticks to what works for you?
I definitely stick to what works for me because I'm not big on trends. I do appreciate it. I look at it and I'm like, wow, because I personally, I don't think I can pull off the whole Latuizi and all that stuff. Very creative, but for me, I really stick with what works for me, and what works with me, I go and search it up to see if I can still improve it. But as I say, like fashion is a growth thing. You know, today simplicity might work for me. Tomorrow, the BBL fashion might work for me. So I just like seeing it in that perspective.
Okay, that is good. I like that. I really like that. Um. Okay, this is a question. From when you were young, when your parents used to dress you up, until now that you pick your own clothes, what would you say has changed?
I don't think much. I just think now I don't match with my sister anymore. We
Oh,
don't dress up the same. I would say what has changed was definitely the colors. Um, what's this? My parents would dress us up in bright colors, bright yellow, bright blue. And I think as I grew up, I started realizing that darker colors work better for me, like a darker pink, a hot pink, and just like, making the outfit as simple as possible.
mm-hmm.
So I think that's what like that's a dynamic that changed throughout the years. But I'm extremely grateful for their like assistance in my fashion, along with the Congolese culture.
I like that. I will say that a lot has changed for me. I did not like how my mother made me wear at all. Like she definitely just took clothes and put it on my body so that I could walk out and look decent. But when it came to styling, our fashion sense is different. Because she would see me right now and be like, "What are you doing? Like, what do you call what you're putting on?" And I'm like, "This is what we call style. This is fashion that lasts in somebody's mind. Like, you made an impression." So for me, when I started picking my own clothes, I needed to make a statement that what you were doing back then, you were on drugs. But this is how people were. You get
It was crazy back then.
right. So what I want to ask also is, do you think styling is a natural gift, or do you learn how to style?
Okay. I'm going to not be biased again, and I'm going to say both.
Mm-hmm.
A natural skill. Like some people have the eye for fashion the moment they were born. The moment they could talk, the moment they could see. They had an eye for how they could put something together. But I do think through experimentation, experience, learning, it can, develop. So I think both goes hand in hand. And at the same time, the person with like the natural gift has to, work through it. So I will say both again.
I like that.
Thank you.
So it's the environment, the people that you grew up with can influence your style. The way that you grew up also influences your style. Whereas there are people who just know what looks good and what works. I like that. I think what would you say? Were you born knowing how to style, or did you learn how to style?
I definitely learned how to style.
What
I
are the
definitely
factors?
learned how to style myself
Yeah.
because I just think I wasn't a fan of how I was styled. Yes, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
I think when I look back into pictures, I'm like, wow, this was really cute. This just doesn't work for me now. So you never know. In the future, I can say, actually, I had an eye for fashion. But right now, the answer is I had to learn through experiments and through experience and, intentions, creativity, and had to learn how to align it with my personality. So right now, the answer is definitely the second one.
Okay, I like that. For me, I think I was born with it. I think I was born with it, but it was like suppressed. Because why am I wearing a long dress until my ankles to go to like play with my friends? It doesn't make sense. Like I knew that was not how I wanted to be dressed because I just knew what would look good. But at the time, it was suppressed because my mom was dressing me. Not to say that she has bad fashion, but she just didn't understand my fashion. You get. Yeah. What do you think about high fashion? And do you think high fashion always equals style?
High fashion. My definition of high fashion is, can I say, the expressiveness of limited availability, luxury, accessories. Like a lot of people would consider Prada high fashion. They would consider Louis Vuitton high fashion. So it's all about perspective. I think high fashion is a definition based on perspective. So to me, that's what high fashion is. And I would say high fashion is not equivalent to you being stylish, because there's a lot of celebrities who have the money to be the most stylish and are just walking around. Yeah, but
Give like examples, because I would. It depends on how they put it together. It really depends on how they put it together, how you put the Gucci together, because Gucci has a lot of fashionable pieces, like fashionable items. So I would say sometimes it goes both ways. I don't know how the scale is, but then sometimes high fashion could equate to style. I'm gonna take that stance.
But the thing is, what is your definition of high fashion?
Like your,
it's all about perception.
Your Louis, your Gucci, your...
Yes, but somebody who doesn't know how to style their pieces is gonna buy a dress at Louis Vuitton and call it high fashion. But is that your definition of high fashion?
It's high fashion, but it's not style. Because they're wearing the high fashion label, but they're not styling.
But then your question was, is high fashion equivalent to style? As you said, it does go hand in hand. But it can be yes, it can be no. It's all about perception. It's all about how you see things.
What if the personality is shown by how much I bought my dress?
Then that's your high fashion.
So that means it's stylish?
If it's stylish to you.
Because we did define style as you being able to express your character and your personality without having to say a word.
And I think that's the thing with styling. Styling can be such a complex definition, because when I say I like styling, I like using simplicity to accessorize myself, to express myself creatively. Somebody can be like, oh, but my definition of styling is bold statements, bold outfit, large patterns. So it's all about you. And that's the thing with fashion. Fashion is all about perspective. So we can't really, have a specific opinion on it. It's a really broad conversation to have. And I don't really think there's one answer to everything.
Okay. I have like a few things that I caught when you were speaking. You said personality, and we are young, right? We are young. I am young. So when somebody says that my personality screams through my outfit or what I wear, it's kind of like it's not that deep, because we are still discovering ourselves. We do not know ourselves. So when you say that my personality is shining through my outfit, right? To me, it just looks like, again, it goes back to the point of you saying that styling is very perspective. It depends on your perspective and also how you look at it. So for me, it would be like, that is simple. Okay, that is something I would wear on a normal day. So it wouldn't be like I'm seeing your personality to just be like.
But the thing is with personality, it's what if, like, in this era, in this season that like I'm in, my personality is simple. I am a simple person. Tomorrow I can be an extroverted person, bold, and personality also depends on your environment. So if I'm with like my cousins and my family, I have a really bold personality, really loud, really, expressive. But if, like, compared to when I'm at school, very calm, very simple, very attentive. So as you said, yes, you feel like it's not deep. I feel like personality does show through your outfit, because I'm wearing this today because as I'm here, very simple, very calm, very attentive. But with my cousin, with my family, I might be very loud, very expressive. So when you're saying that you feel like it's not deep, or you feel like it's not it has nothing to do with the outfit, that's because your perception on fashion does not depend on personality. But comparison to me, it does depend on personality. And that's why I said fashion is such a broad conversation. It's so it's broad, it's not easy to understand, and that's why there's so many opinions on it. So we can't sit on one topic, on one decision. So that's why when it comes to fashion, we're never going to have we're never going to see eye to eye in a specific aspect of it. So
I get you. Okay, so this is you being simple, right?
Yes.
This is your simple fashion. When you're with your cousins, you're more bold. What does that look like? What is that even exactly? Because to somebody, to myself, this is simple, right? this is simple because it's not flashy, it's not out there, it's not screaming hello, look at me and stuff like that. So what does bold look like? Does it look like having so much jewelry? Does it look like having Prada, Gucci, having spectacles, braids, a wig, makeup? What is that exactly when you say being bold and loud? Because you're using this nice words, it's kind of like jargon. Like someone who is a fashionista, they would be like, okay, she's spitting bars. But if it's a simple person who is not really into like fashion, they're not gonna understand what bold, loud looks like when it comes to clothes. So for me also, who's not like clothes is personality, because we're still discovering ourselves. What is bold? And how would you make your outfit right now be bold? Let's say that.
Okay. So, based on this outfit, right?
Yeah.
As I said, fashion is all about interpretation, creativity, and your own perception.
Yeah.
So, how would I take this to the next level? I would definitely change the jacket, maybe, put on a cute leather jacket, still crop because I think that just works for me. I would definitely, add more chains around it, add more, what's that thing you call? Waist beads, jewelry, bracelets, and to me, that's bold. But at the same time, I'm still keeping what works for me. So bold is just about interpretation. When you're asking what is bold to you, my answer is bold is interpretation.
Okay. That is very it's muddy. It's very muddy if you're going to 1 minute say that style is personality and then say that it's perspective.
But it's so broad. That's the thing. It's broad. There isn't.
But this is like you personally. This is your personal thing.
Okay.
Let's say I'm talking to Anna right now. What is bold? Take out everybody out of the chat. Take whatever fashionistas, whatever magazines that talk about fashion. Take them out of the picture. When it comes to you and you look at something and you say that is bold, this person is loud.
To me, bold is definitely, to me,
yeah.
Anna's perception on bold is something, like using large chains and using jewelry, taking something simple like low-rise jeans and replacing it with big baggy jeans. To me, that is bold. So that is my perception on bold. Are we still, we're not meeting eye to eye?
We're not meeting eye to eye. We're really not meeting eye to eye.
I'm still in the mud. Okay.
This is kind of like, so I'm looking at it like you're saying that streetwear is bold.
Yeah, streetwear is bold to me.
Why?
I think streetwear is bold because streetwear isn't what I would wear on a normal day.
Okay.
So if I want to be bold today, I would put on streetwear. Do you see where I'm going with perception?
You're going with personality.
I'm going with all of it combined.
How?
Because to me, on a day when I want to be bold, I will put on streetwear. Okay. And that's how I will express myself on that day. That's how during that day my personality will be bold. So that's how I will express myself. But on normal days, this is simple to me. And this is style to me.
Okay, I like that. So also, I'm just thinking.
So we're still not in the mud.
I'm thinking randomly, right? Randomly. Like this trend on TikTok where there's this person who creates fashion items with different plastics. Like your ShopRite plastic, Woolworth bag, and whatnot. What do you think about that?
I think that's very creative. I think it takes a person a lot. It takes a really strong mindset to move towards plastic and make an outfit out of it. Because me personally, I wouldn't be able to do that. Maybe fabric would work for me, but plastic, no. So I just think it's a bold move. To me, that's the bold. If you're asking for what bold is, that is bold to me.
Like doing something people wouldn't normally do.
Yes, that is bold.
Making a dress out of porridge.
Porridge is crazy.
Wearing meat like Lady Gaga.
Why are we wearing meat?
Bro, like Lady Gaga was my fashion icon. Lady Gaga was my fashion icon. I thought that lady was wow.
So what are we eating?
It's not about eating, like it's you do something that other people cannot do. You wear something that Anna would not be able to kill. You get like you know this who wore it better fashion trends and whatnot. Like you wear this, somebody else wears the same thing, and they're like, okay, but who wore it better? Like some people wear things that if you thought of wearing it, you wouldn't kill it. You would look like a joke in it. Do you think? What do you think about that? Do you think that it's fair that people can wear something that other people can never like look good in? If my question makes sense.
No, ask it again. Ask it again.
Should fashion be recyclable?
Yeah.
Why?
Because then it makes creativity easier.
How?
It makes creativity easier and more fun. Because if we're just, taking a t-shirt, throwing it away, we're just gonna wear the next t-shirt. But you can take that t-shirt, cut it up, make a cute crop, that no one thought of making.
Okay, let's rephrase the question. Should style be recyclable?
Yes. Isn't that what style is all about?
Is it?
Yes. Because the same blue t-shirt the same white t-shirt and blue jeans you're wearing, right? And I style it up and I change it up and I use like a crochet on top of it, that is recyclable.
Okay.
But what is your definition of recyclable?
Recyclable means that you see back in the day, right? People used to wear baggy pants. Like our fathers, our mothers used to wear baggy pants. And then there came the time of skinny jeans when skinny jeans were the thing and people would look at baggy pants and be like, that is nonsense.
But we're still using the same material, aren't we?
Style, not fashion.
But we're using the same material, right?
What do you mean?
Wait, listen. We're using the same material, yes or no? And we're just changing it up. That's style.
That's not style.
Yes, it is.
How is it?
Because we're using the same material, those same pants. I will take them and I will sew them and I'll make them smaller. I styled it up. I changed it up. That is still style. We didn't change the material. We just changed the style.
Okay, I'm still yet to be convinced. I'm still very much yet to be convinced. So because the material wasn't changed, the style wasn't changed.
I think you're in the mud.
Okay. We'll let the people decide if I'm in the mud or I was saying something that was making sense. Because I really feel like style can be recyclable.
I think we're both making sense. I just think we just have different perceptions on different things, and that's okay.
Yeah, because we're coming at it from a point where there's simple and then there's people who want to be loud in fashion. Like how do we reach consensus where it's both like we are both stylists but we style in different ways? Because what you say is stylish, I say is simple. And what you say is loud, I say simple. So when do we reach the consensus where we're both like, we are both stylish, we're both fashionistas, just in our own way, and we need to come to that understanding that, okay, that is both.
By making the decision. I'm just saying that what is simple to me, what is style to me is simple to you, and what is bold to you is to me. And we just come to the realization and the decision. We come to a middle and we say, okay, but we both style different ways and we're both stylists. Simple.
Great. I just think we're going to leave it to the viewers. What do you guys think about how are we going to reach a consensus between what is stylish and what is just wearing? Because there are a lot of opinions.
Wait, when you mean by like when we reach a consensus, do you mean like someone has to, like, one of our decisions have to be correct?
No, like we reach an agreement, compromise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cool. I hope you guys enjoyed that segment and you guys let us know what you think, what you agree with, if there were anything that we were just lying about, we're just frying ourselves. So let us know if we cooked or we fried or we burnt, you get? And yeah, we're gonna move on to the second segment.
I'm so sorry.
The church, because you're wearing like shorts above your knees with socks that are right under your knees, and it's not white socks or black socks, it's orange socks. Now it's the second segment, which is Skrr Skrr generation. And I love this because this is the loud people. These are my people. People who are loud in their fashion. You are bold, you are flashy, and you are basically everything. So we're going to find out from Anna, who has been roasting me the whole of the first segment.
I was roasting you.
Hey, perspective. So we're just going to talk about that. We're just going to go deeper into that. I really love this topic because, believe it or not, I used to be called a Skrr Skrr girl. Like, I used to be called a Skrr Skrr girl because at the time, I just liked wearing very baggy clothes, very out there clothes. And it wouldn't just be in the streets, it would also be at church. So we were like the weird kids at church because you're wearing like shorts above your knees with socks that are right under your knees. And it's not white socks or black socks, it's orange socks, yellow socks, red socks. You're wearing a tie with a big shirt, like your father's shirt. Imagine a 15-year-old wearing such big clothes. So that was the kind of fashion that I was into at the time. My jewelry was like, hangers, the hanger. That was my earrings. You get so that was really really loud fashion. So what is your thought on that? Without the point of view of a simple person, but still maintaining who you are. Like, what do you think about that kind of fashion?
When I think of the school fashion, I just think of a group of youth who are mainly influenced by hip hop, um, their society, their group, hip hop, rap. I think as a Congolese school. I hope I'm saying that right, guys.
It's like the sound of the car. Yeah.
School.
Yeah.
As a Congolese, yeah. I just think I think culture. Culture is also one of the biggest parts of it. And when I look at these people, I think that's bold. I think that's authentic, creative. So I really like their style. People can call it extra. They can call it expressive. It's all about what is authentic to a person, what is expressive to this specific person. So I really like the school, the Tweezy, all those people. I don't know if you all are the same people, but
Who's y'all? Who's y'all?
Oh, you're not a school anymore.
I said back then.
Oh, my bad. But I think compared to like the Tweezy, Y2K, all that, you guys have to be the most, I don't want to say extra expressive out of that whole group, because I feel like you guys are the father of the Tweezy, Y2K, and the rest.
But okay, I'm gonna say, because I was a Skrr Skrr, I was referred as a Skrr Skrr, and people thought to me it would be like bullying. Because at church they'll be like, oh, look at those Skrr Skrr girls. And I'm like, exactly, because we are the coolest in the church, because we dress the way we want to dress, you get.
My thing is, like, if during that time, right?
Yeah.
You were wearing what you were wearing, and then somebody, the same people, let's, for instance, the same people who were bullying you wore what you wore. I don't think they would have matched the same, level of authenticity, because I think what, separated school people from, streetwear and all is their energy. Their energy and how like they chose to identify, within that specific range or the environment. I don't know if I'm making sense.
It makes sense. I think the reason why I left, like, I don't think I completely left the Skrr Skrr lifestyle, but it kind of felt like dirty. Like it's felt
not dirty.
It's not you're saying it's authentic, and I'm not removing the fact that it's authentic by saying it's dirty. I'm not doing that because it was very authentic. It comes from the inside, like how you want to be perceived is how you dress, right? So when we used to, my people, when I used to dress like that, I wanted to show that today I feel confident. Today I feel bold. Today I feel like I can do anything. But it was kind of like very random because Skrr people, the sun is going to be blazing outside and you're wearing a hoodie plus a sweater. My nigga, what are you doing? That looks dirty. It looks misplaced. And I think fashion has to also do with like the environment. It needs to communicate somehow. Things need to communicate. So if you're wearing like you are not aware of where you are, where you're going, dirty. That's just my take. You can fight me on that, but
I'm not gonna fight you.
you don't agree.
No, I hear you.
But you don't agree.
I didn't say that.
Do you agree?
No, no comment.
No comment.
No
Okay, I'm gonna take that. And you also said that all other fashion senses like your Y2K, your streetwear, they are fathered or mothered by Skrr Skrr.
Yes, I definitely think that because I think at the time I'm not too sure. I'm so bad at this
It's okay.
pronunciation.
We get it.
Skrr people it was a time when people were trying to find themselves within that fashion sense. So as people were trying to find themselves within that fashion sense, the outfit could have been giving, it could have not been giving, we never know. But I think throughout the years, Skrr created an environment where they made it easier for people to be more expressive about their style, which is why I think the Tweezy, Y2K, and all of that came in. So when you say you feel like it was dirty, it's like it doesn't make sense to me, because I feel like it was a way of expression at that time. It was a way to open a gate for more creativity to come in. But that's just my take on it.
And that's a very good take because again, fashion is about perspective. I'm taking your stance on it, my sister. Fashion is about perspective and it's also very personal.
Mm-hmm.
So me personally, I think that it was a very beautiful way of putting clothes together.
I still think it's
Very
really
expressive. I love my people, but for me it felt like that the time has passed. Let's move on to other things.
You've grown.
You've grown.
Fashion's getting more simple, but more authentic.
It's getting more of you, right? So
Yeah.
I get the part where you say that Skrr could help people find themselves. You found yourself in big ass pants and a big ass shirt and a hoodie and a sweat on in a sunny day, and now you're dressing more simple, more okay. Now we can see you through what you're wearing. So I really get that and I respect that. But I also respect the fact that it took me realizing that that is not the fashion that you should be truly, truly invested in to find myself. So I like that. And you also say that like rap music really influenced that kind of fashion. Is it like
street culture, rap, TikTok, hip hop? I think it really influenced that because in the early 2000s, when we were born, we saw rap, all the Trey songs, the urban stuff. We saw how they wore, really baggy, wore really expressive, loud, big chains, bold colors, bold patterns, and I think that's how Skrr Skrr was influenced, and how like not only Skrr Skrr but Y2K, all the fashion industries that have built have been.
Yeah. That is it. That's the word.
That's the word.
Now
we should do it together. Yes.
It just
Thank you.
When you say that rap and the street basically influenced us, my people, basically influenced us, how do you differentiate when somebody's just doing things for clout because it's what's trending now and someone who is really self-expressing?
Energy and authenticity. Okay, I'm gonna bring it back to me, right?
Yeah.
The way I wear. If like somebody who doesn't wear like me starts dressing like me because because they want to copy, let's just put it in those terms, right? It won't be as authentic because that's not who they truly are, right? But if it's you can tell when something's authentic by the energy, by how the person carries themselves, by how you just feel it. There's just something about aura that you feel and energy that you feel. So I think that's how you can differentiate between what's real, what's authentic, what's truly done from somebody's expressiveness on their fashion compared to somebody who's just doing it for the trends. Because when you're doing it for the trends, it will die down eventually. It will die down and then they'll move to the next trend. And it's not a bad thing, maybe that person's still figuring things out, but it's not authentic in the moment. And it's okay because authenticity is found.
Is it found?
It's found, yeah, it's found.
What do you mean by that?
Authenticity is found. Not everyone has their authentic style at the moment. I, in the past, didn't have my authentic style. I had K-pop style, all the weird styles I had in my past.
Yeah.
But now it's authentic to me. And you never know. This might not be authentic in the next 5 years. So it's all about what's true to you right now.
Okay. That's good. So if, for example, let's look into the future, this style no longer suits you, would you say that you are not authentic right now because the style doesn't suit you?
If that's my opinion in the next 5 years, right, I'll be like, no, I wasn't being true to myself. Then that's my perception for my future self. But right now, this is my perception for my present self. I feel like you're so tired of the word perception. I know. I'm so sorry.
It makes it very, very personal, and that is.
But isn't that what
it's
fashion's all about?
muddy? It is very muddy because.
What do you mean by it's muddy? I want to understand.
When I say that it's muddy, I'm looking at the perspective of like a fashion critic, like people who look at our celebrities and our influencers. When you like go to the Met Gala or you go to one of these awards,
but don't we base those according to a certain category?
Exactly. So it's not about perspective or about your personal. There is a criteria. There is a standard that fashion is graded on. So if you keep saying that perspective, perception, personal, it makes it muddy because it's what you personally think.
There's me, and then there's the crowd, the broad definition.
Yeah.
But right now, we moved the conversation to me. We didn't move it to the crowd.
Yeah.
If we move it to the crowd, I can say, okay, your take on it is, makes more sense. But then we move it to personal, we can say my take on it makes more sense. You get it?
I get what you're saying. I get you. And yeah, I really like what you said about Skrr Skrr. I like that you gave us that this was like the umbrella of fashion where like South Africans were able. Did we say South Africans specifically? No, we didn't. But where people were able to find themselves. They were able to find whether they like Y2K fashion, they like streetwear, they like K-pop, they like simplicity, being bold and all of that. So I really like how you brought us back to that, looking at your personal experience and also like the broader experience. So yeah, that is it for our segment. That is it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you guys have anything else to say, you've got an opinion, you've got something that's itching you that we say that you're not happy with, please do leave it down in the comments and we will respond, we will reply. And again, like our host Anna said, your style changes over time. Your personality changes over time. So you are not limited to what you wear or what you speak right now.
Or what you wore.
Or what you wore. Keep that in mind. So see you guys in the next one. I'm sorry. I can't say that Skrr Skrr is deity. No.
Your own opinion, man.
Skrr Skrr. Okay, I'm going to.
Please let the next podcast can make you have like some wine or something.
No.
Red shoes where there's nothing. No, so last year I was pregnant.
Let me walk you through the outfit of the day.
Yeah, take us through.
Cardigan by my aunt.
Oh, it's very nice.
Top Mr. Price. Skirt Mr. Price. Ties, thermal ties on.
Oh wow, you heard the song, bro? That's the whole song.
Oh, you done?
He just told us now.
This is from, I stole it from someone. This was stolen. This are my pants from, not sure. And nothing.